Hello, my name is Jake Blauvelt. I live in Waterbury Center, Vermont, and I snowboard professionally for a living. Snowboarding is one of my passions in life. It has taken me to some of the more remote places on Earth and allowed me to immerse in cultures I never dreamed I'd see. I'm able to embrace Mother Nature's offerings and pursue a passion where I can merge athletics with creativity, which for me is a dream come true. I've always struggled with what it is I exactly do for a living. That doesn't sound without meaning. I travel the world to promote product is what it really boils down to. Beyond that, I try to inspire people to pick up a snowboard and get into the mountains to play with gravity and have fun in a healthy way. I've always considered myself an environmentalist in the sense that I have a deep appreciation for the environment, and I try to do what I can to reduce my footprint. But at the same time, I know I am not perfect and I am a part of the problem, and that my work demands the burning of a fair amount of fossil fuels. Therefore, I've been fairly silent in promoting environmentalism in fear of being looked at as a hypocrite. Yeah, I fly around in airplanes, I ride snowmobiles, and I even use helicopters to access terrain at times. I am part of the problem, but I've come to the realization that I have a unique platform I can utilize in order to inspire people like I've always tried to do, just in a more environmentally mindful way now. It would be a dream to be able to do my job with greener vehicles and ways to travel. I want to promote environmentally conscious brands like the North Face, as well as show people steps my family is taking in order to counter my carbon footprint. Growing your own food and composting, supporting local economies, and giving the next generation the tools to keep moving in the right direction is where I feel I can shed some light. Both my wife and I are very fortunate in the sense that we grew up with parents who grew their own food and passed the knowledge of cultivation down to us. We strive to grow bigger and better crops every year and to be able to store as much food as possible for the winter months ahead. Opening a jar of pesto made the summer before feels really good when it's 10 below outside. Recycling all of our organic food scraps to the compost and replenishing the soil that has fed us so well over the years feels really good too. Knowing that the soil will be better than before and not as much organic waste is being put into the landfills, which never really biodegrades because of improper composting procedures at the landfills, feels really good as well. A saying that has always resonated with me goes something like this: poor farmers grow weeds, good farmers grow vegetables, and great farmers grow great soil. We also raised 30 meat birds last year, which felt great because the meat industry puts a huge strain on the environment. We don't eat a ton of meat, but when we do, we try to eat our own or buy meat raised locally in a responsible way. I encourage everyone to grab a seed catalog from your local organic seed supplier and try growing a crop or two this summer to see how it feels. When space is limited, try a little windowsill herb garden to get things started. You may have green thumb you never even knew about. I realize that not everyone has the time or space to grow their own food, and it is somewhat of a privilege, but most can support locally in some shape or form. Supporting the local farmers and feeding my family with their nutrient-dense, organic food is what makes me feel like I'm taking the necessary steps in order to help combat climate change and to make sure that money is going into the right pockets. I feel really lucky to live in Vermont, where supporting local is easy. We have lots of local artisan goods and organic farms that grow food year-round. What my family can't grow on our own land, we always buy from organic farms within a 20-mile radius. As a society, we've grown so accustomed to having avocados and mangoes in the middle of winter, but maybe we should chill on those and instead put more demand on apples from the farmer who grew them locally. How many fossil fuels were burned to get that food onto your plate? Find out what organic farms are in your area, see what kind of products they offer, and see how good the organic food makes you feel, as well as how good it feels to support local. My wife and I are in the midst of raising a young family, and sometimes I feel like such a consumer with all the baby gear and toys. We try to be mindful before we buy new things or find a used version within our community first. It's difficult to avoid consumerism these days while raising a young family. But how I've tried to justify it all is making sure my kids have a deep appreciation for the environment so they will be good stewards of the land. I feel a lot of people have never grown up with an appreciation for the environment through lack of access to it. So why would they ever feel obliged to protect it? I know my kids will always grow up with their hands and feet in the soil and snow, and hopefully always be in awe of their surrounding environment. We will consider ourselves successful parents when in the years ahead, our kids know how to protect and nourish the land in which they live. Things can go horribly wrong if there is no one to show the generations to come right from wrong. So I feel like it is our responsibility as parents to show them how to care for the environment, teaching them to appreciate the great outdoors and giving them the tools they need in order to maintain its health seems like one of the single greatest gifts you could give as an environmentalist. I, for one, am anything but perfect when it comes to living an environmentally sustainable life. Acknowledging that and realizing there is room for improvement is the first step. Learning ways in which I can better my sustainability practices for myself and my family seems like the logical second step, and I look forward to learning from all the incredibly knowledgeable speakers in this Sea Change session. The last step is taking action and inspiring others with your actions. Big or small, try to take action every day. Thank you.